Hello everyone. Oh man, my camera's out of position.
Hello.
Boop. And it's way too far down. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Corsair Cup on Monday, the 27th at 1 p.m. EST. So, if that's not the time, then you're watching rebroadcast. Hi from the past.
Man, we never rebroadcast the Corsair Cup. Why would you make everyone all paranoid like that?
I mean, how are they paranoid? They know it is 1 p.m. EST right now. Well, it's actually
BaseTradeTV has been live for like 3 years, and I'm on fucking Europe, and I don't know when EST is. What's going on, man?
That's why you Google it. Like, Google's made things so easy.
Oh my god, I've had to Google time zones so much for working with Koreans. I'm just
I mean, like,
at,
1
at
p.m.
this
PST
point,
automatically translates. They do it for you.
I should have this memorized by now, but I do not. All I remember is that EST is 3 ahead of me, and Europe's 6 more ahead of that.
Yeah, basically.
And even then, I can't do the math, so I just have to Google it anyways.
They're there, buddy. They're there. Well, anyway, but the brackets are actually finalized now, so you type exclamation point
That's
brackets.
a lot of signups.
Yeah, that should work. Yeah, I was surprised too. I mean, I was checking yesterday or the day before, something like that. I was like, okay, there's 10 signups, which is about what to be expected because everyone's flying home from Home Story Cup or just, StarCraft tired or whatever. But it's not the case.
I already see a good first round match, but I think Bly already started because we were too slow. Wait, no, he's in a game for 10 minutes, so he may actually just been warming up. Because Bly versus Goblin would be pretty good for a best of 3 start. Winner plays Major afterwards.
Okay, I see Goblin is not in the lobby, so...
Oh, is that Super in the top half of the bracket?
It
Seo
is.
Singongamin?
Sosonim.
However you say that.
Yeah, that one.
But yeah, it's been a while, guys. First off, no camera today because things are just not working, and unfortunately, as you guys will probably notice soon, Sombrab's is the one streaming today.
Yeah.
Big part of this is I cannot, it's so frustrating knowing that I have the capability to stream, but I can't get it to work without dropping frames like crazy. I tested this out over the weekend. I tested this out this morning. Still no dice. I've talked with Twitch representatives. They're supposed to have somebody looking into it today. I'm actually supposed to meet with someone 4 p.m., so an hour or two after the cast. If it runs long for whatever reason, hopefully it's not a 7-hour cast, 8-hour cast, but if it does, I'll have to leave so I can talk with them because I need to get the streaming situation sorted out. Really infuriating not being able to do what I do.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't mind streaming, though. Honestly, it makes the time go by faster. If it wasn't for the fact that it sometimes gets uncomfortable once it gets past 4 or 5 hours. And also, I don't have map intros, and also generally, worse observing, I do it every day. So if those 3 things didn't happen, it'd be Gucci. Anyways, yeah, we're back after a break, too. I know some of you might have been awake, either waking up if you're in Europe, or maybe you actually stayed up that late, maybe if you're on the West Coast, but saw a glimpse, shall we say, of the Alima League last night. I heard things went kind of poorly, and unfortunately had to shut it down.
Speaking of more streaming issues, Fear Dragon, same thing. 100 up, 100 down, but can't stream for shit. So, yeah, it's been a little bit messy, just generally speaking, trying to stream feels.
Yeah, but that was supposed to be the first stream back for BaseTradeTV. Obviously, this is the first stream back for me and Rifkin and I, whatever you want. After 4 days, and that was a pretty nice 4 days. I actually thought it was going to be really boring, but I made it exciting by deciding on a whim to go to New Jersey on Saturday, so...
Oh yeah, you had a crazy K-pop adventure.
I did, yes, so I thought it was going to be really boring, but and then Sunday, of course, yesterday I was just so tired from it, and family came over and broke some big news, they're moving, and my mother got very, emotional about it.
Oh, that's gonna help you with your desire to move.
Yeah, I every single time my brother brought up the fact that they're moving, I was I feel like my mom was staring at me you're gonna leave me next, aren't you?
Give me the evil eye. Real quick, by the way, gotta give some thanks to Eki for the 27-month resub, Reams for the 18-month resub, and Marco sitting with a 14-month resub. Some of these came before the stream went live, so I just want to give some love to you guys, and thank you very much. And if we missed anybody, sincerest apologies. We're actually down in subscribers, sad to report. We've fallen below 1,000 again.
Oh no!
Feels bad, man. We're at 992 presently. This is kind of understandable that we would lose some because we spent, again, it's like half a week not streaming, but hopefully we can make up that number as we are going to be doing casts every single day from here till the end of the month. This means we're going to have about 3 or 4 Corsair Cups, a Match Reno Cup. There's going to be 3 chairs for Gaming North American Cups happening later as well. Not today, it starts tomorrow. Ravi will be covering those, aka Fear Dragon. But hopefully, we can earn your guys' subscriptions back. Or some new ones in the process. Either way, Ting will also be resuming. If you haven't seen, we put the dates for the groups and the second place finals and all that good stuff on our calendar, on the website, but also on Team Liquid. So July 2nd, Saturday, this coming Saturday, will be the second place finals. That's going to have Super versus Sulky, Hyun versus Sort of, Hearthstone versus Nurture, Major versus Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Bly's not out of game here in about a couple minutes. I'm going to go message him on Skype and see where he's at. Then yeah, July 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and so forth. They're going to be the groups and all that good jazz.
Yep.
But
Yep. I mean, I think honestly, we're basically casting every day, not for just the rest of the month, because the rest of the month is like a week. If you guys weren't aware, I know sometimes I'm not, but until we leave for the summit, actually, I think we might have Saturday or Sunday off rather. But even that still needs to be confirmed. So we're gonna be busy for a while again. But then, you know what? July actually has a lot of things going on. I am Shanghai, DreamHack Valencia, maybe the WCS ladder thing, I think I saw Hearthstone tweet about. So there's a lot of stuff that we may be casting. And at weirder times, too. Love those IEM European times.
all right, let's get Goblin in here, and I think we'll be good to go.
He had a bug. So
Alright.
he relogged. And it took him like a minute to relog.
Yeah, I messaged Bly on Skype. He responded immediately, so I guess he was just warming up and lost track of time.
Yeah. Alright, well, they're both joining, or trying to anyway. Again, Battle.net. Lobby, invite. Well, maybe you can try inviting Goblin. Or you try adding him as a friend. Hey, I think I did add him as a friend already. Yeah, because it happened last time. Join off of me friend list. Man, it really quickly got warm.
So we
Strip.
also learned something else over the weekend, guys.
Strip.
Some of you may not know this. I did. I did not. I learned rather poorly. ZvP is really bad at betting with money.
Oh, no. Hold on now. Oh, I have no idea if I'm bad at betting of money yet.
Oh, I have a pretty good idea. Considering, here's the story, guys. All right, we bought, or not bought really. Like we got this $50 gift card for a betting website, and neither of us touch betting. Like I've said it many times on stream. I fear the addiction too much to actually invest real money in this stuff, right? At any rate, I was like, we got $50. Let's have some fun and let's put some bets on like the Pro League matches. And I was like, let's do like $1 to $5 bets because we've got $50. Let's spread it out. She's like, no, let's go $30 on this first match. And I just went, okay, she seems pretty enthusiastic. She must know what she's talking about. So we put $30 on said match. Match does not go in our favor and rather poorly. And she's like, oh, I had no idea. I just heard that he was good. I don't actually watch him play.
No.
What
the hell? This is not how it went down at all.
I'm
like,
leaving
you're missing,
names
like...
out so that you don't seem embarrassed, by the way, but if you really want to go into detail and
You
embarrass
missed like
yourself, go ahead.
60% of the story. First of all, thank you to all the resubs, Mr. Arthur Simon, Poison Ivy, Angel's Wings, and for the new sub, Si Holepel.
Hey.
I just joined.
Special shout out to Poison Ivy for being cool.
Totally. So what happened was he's like, let's bet on the SSL matches. And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. Like, they're coming up in a couple of hours because they're actually, like, not badly timed for us for once. And the thing is, we both admitted to each other that we don't watch Korean StarCraft, like, at all. Like, it's usually on too terrible of a time or too, like, StarCraft out from casting during the day. So Rifkin is like, what does draw mean? Like, I don't understand why there's a draw option. And I was like, well, like a tie, right?
Okay.
And you're like, well, like, it's not an option for home story cups. So I don't think that's it. But whatever, I'm not going to worry about it. We had no idea how the SSL matches worked.
Well, okay, no. Hang on, let's change that a little bit. We knew how they worked because I knew that they were like the best of two weird thing that Cats had tried to mimic with the NA versus EU ladder show match thing, or not ladder, whatever champion show match. what I didn't realize was how betting works with that stuff. Because again, never done betting, guys, 100%. But the confidence of Zombie Grub shouting $30 when I said 1 to 5 made me think that she really did know how it worked. She was really confident it would work out for this person's favor.
What also happened was he was usually bet $5 per or whatever, you know, something around there, $5 to $10. And I just, of course, went silly crazy and was like, $30, let's go. And then he was like, oh, I don't know, man. Like, I didn't really plan on betting $30. And I was like, yeah, but this guy's like really good and his stats are better. It was Lucira versus,
No, don't. Why? You just.
Why not? You said if I wanted to embarrass myself, I could.
Okay.
It was Zest, right, versus Lucira.
It was Zest versus Lucira.
Yeah, and so I was like, yeah, I think he can, like, you know, I actually think of like 2-0, but I definitely know he'll win the series at the very least, which I thought was enough. But apparently the way SSL works is that if they go 1-1, then it's not counting as a win. That's a draw or even a loss because there's a whole home away dynamic. I still don't understand. So we had no idea. So of course we watched Zest win the first match, and I'm like, yeah, I told you so. What's up? And then you see him lose the second one, and then we're reported as a loss, and we're like, oh, that's how it works. My B. So I don't know why I'm being entirely blamed for this when we both had really no idea. Also,
I'd say more so Ravi fear dragging.
I thought Rifkin would have been like, no, we're not betting $30. It's 5 or 10. And I would have been like, okay, $10.
No. I think Ravi gets some of the blame too because he very surefirely reassured us on your decision.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
he was like, well, okay, that's exactly what he said. Yeah, that's about, you know, that's a pretty good bet. That's a pretty safe bet. It's not surefire anyways. Anyways, I feel like this whole thing is just blown away out of proportion, and Rifkin just doesn't want himself to be blamed for his gambling addiction.
Something, right? Like,
wait, but I don't mind being
story and now brag that I took the $15 we had left over and turned it into 77 over the course of Corsair Cup. So, I mean, I don't know that I would say I'm bad at it.
I don't know if I'm bad at it though. I would love to know. Okay. If I'm bad at gambling, so I never have to, you know, try and gamble over again. But the problem is that I shouldn't because it's illegal in America. And I don't know because I was just doing silly things with you and didn't even know the format, so
well,
whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello, good morning, and welcome to the Corsair Cup. Believe it or not, there's StarCraft 2 that we're casting today. And as we step into this first match, in the top right, we've got none other than the Blue Zerg, Bly.
Yeah.
Now,
it's up left as the Red Protoss. It is Goblin.
A couple things really quick before we start, guys. It's been better recently. We haven't had many issues, but if you're hearing game sounds being too low or me too low or Zombie Grub too loud or anything like that, please let us know. Again, she's streaming and sometimes it gets a little bit off, we'll say kilter, but hopefully that the sound and the audio should be fine. I was going to speak on Bly, though, and most importantly, like why he's playing today, because it kind of sucks. For those who don't know, Bly wasn't able to attend Corsair Cup for whatever reason that I don't know. So on one hand, it's like really nice to have him here, but it's also that sad reminder that like I would have loved to have seen him go there, play, and see how he could have done.
Yeah. Oh well. Thanks to Jugu1 for the 737.
It's like a train noise, man. Like chugga 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 woo woo.
Oh, I never imagined that with like J's and G's. I always imagined it with CH's. Chugga 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 chugga.
Yeah, I know. This is what I say it's like, not that it is.
Oh, well, I thought actually the way that you said it was more accurate, so I was like, oh, I've been doing it wrong my entire life.
Well, here's the fun part. I've never actually been on a train or seen one in real life, so I mean, I'm the last authority to have on this. You ride on a train fairly regularly when you were teaching. Yeah,
well, once a week. Amtrak trains don't actually have the steam power, though. They don't make the same sound. They have the whistle just because I think it's old-fashioned, but they don't go like chugga 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 chugga. I do go to Pennsylvania frequently, though, and they use all the railroads there, so...
How strange would that be to actually have the like the synthetic, I guess, like the fake sounds of a real train, just to make you feel more like you're on a train, but really there is no smokestack, there is no whistle. They just put all that in. I
mean, I think I don't know about everything else, but I mean they put the whistle in just in case like they need to blow the horn when they're like. Because I'm pretty sure Amtrak still goes through, like, roads. I don't know if it does. Huh. You know what? It probably doesn't. The more I think about it, I don't think I've ever passed a road with it. Oh, anyway, I guess it makes people feel like, you know, I don't know. Did you ever, like, when you were a kid, when you're, like, walking home from school or something, and one of the trucks come by, the dump trucks, and you make, like, the motion for them to blow their,
Oh,
horn?
yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
almost
yeah.
like fist pumping a little bit, yeah, like,
Yeah,
hey.
the fist pump. Yeah, everyone likes loud noises for some reason.
Well, real quick, for those who don't know Goblin, a bit of a shout out to this guy. Funny guy to watch in the past, has done weird builds, and the fact that he's opening with a Stargate and an Oracle, not so surprising. This could actually be not bad considering what Bly's doing through these Banelings, that early +1 even, but that Oracle's going to need to scout and see what's going on. But Goblin's not a guy who stops necessarily at 2 Oracles. Now, he's done this build like one time on stream, and we keep talking about it like it's going to be his every time build. But truth be told, like, it's always something, when you see a player who's willing to go 8 Oracles deep, you know that that's always a potential for them going forward. Whether that's a good move or not, against particular players, that's up to them. Bly going with an Overlord, not so surprising. He's going to drop some of these Lings over here to the main, I guess? Yeah, the main.
Looks like it, yeah. Could go for the third, but I mean, he would have to spend a long time on the Nexus, so it actually probably wouldn't be worth it. Yeah, the main is the way to go.
Oh, Goblin just warped into that third as well. So unfortunately, no warpins available for the main right now. These probes have to get pulled away. Not an ideal situation.
No, it shouldn't really be that devastating. I'm surprised the probes are being pulled like this entirely, but actually picks up and tries to get out of there. Oh my good god. That was actually really close. Those does a lot of damage. Okay, the Overlord does go down, but a couple of probes have already died. One more before everything's said and done. And of course, probes off of mining for a long time. I don't think the Oracle's been doing very much. 3 kills and 0, so they're not returning any damage.
No, there's a spore collar put down early by Bly, so quickly just managed to make sure that that was not going to be a problem for him. A couple Oracles could go in and risk some micro, but as we see second Stargate, more Oracles on the way. This is something that's really going to be frustrating to deal with, because if Bly decides to all-in Goblin, funny enough, these Oracles will actually be the tools necessary to stop it.
Yeah, Stargate openers when you go for Phoenix, not too helpful against Baneling. Oracles, though, yeah, they can be helpful. The problem, downside is that they run out of energy, and they're not so quick either. But when you have like 6 of them, you're not really worried about running out of energy. So it's interesting. It's kind of why we chose this guy, or continue choosing Goblin to cast. When there's not much else going around in the first round. Unfortunately, we've caught him versus Terran, where he actually plays a normal, not, crazy style. And he's told us that he wishes that we could, see his PvZ again. So it's fortunate he goes up against Bly, not Major, which is, of course, the next series we're going to want to cast, is Bly versus Major. I assumed Bly was going to win, I guess, like, real quick, because I said that, even with Goblin's weird style. Just because if you're a weird player... Oh. Bit of damage being done here. If you're a weird player, usually you're good against other weird players. You don't get caught off nearly caught off guard as if you're just a regular macro player being, thrown up against like Rifkin or someone like that. So I think Bly will be fine against his mass oracles.
Man, I was so until trying to play a new season of ladder. Holy cow!
Why even bother? It only lasts like 3 weeks.
I know, but the cheese. Oh my god, damn it! Like cannon rush into fucking proxy Dark Templar, man. Alright, big Oracle attack in the main. This focuses down that Spore Crawler like nobody's business. 6 drones die within the span of 1 second. This gets nasty really quick, and this is why this looks so funny to see. Look at this, 20 drones died! Like, this many Oracles does such a stupid amount of damage, but the problem is, once they're out of energy, they're useless for a considerable amount of time. So, these Lings heading across the map, Bly ready to counterattack, may be better off for them. Lots of Queens gonna clean us up maybe beforehand, but 30 workers dead is still 30 workers dead.
Yeah. And he did scout the Spire, which means that Goblin, who has this third base up and running, that was actually never very, targeted by Bly, could try and swap over into Phoenixes and actually have a decent response to a Spire play. It's certainly frustrating for the Zerg player to have to feel like they need the Spire against Mass Oracle instead of just going for, like, Hydras, for instance, or Mass Queen. But the Hydras would die too quickly, and Mass Queen takes quite a while to actually get up, and they're not too useful when you actually want to attack. So Bly has 5 Queens. Of course, he's already lost, like, 3, I think. Yeah. He was up to a really decent count, but just doesn't want to go all in with them. This is going to need more than 1 Spore Crawler per base. In fact, this hatchery could go down as many Oracles. They're going to try and get the drones.
The Oracles instead. Constantly keep an eye on the other side of the map, though. Bly just finished up a ton of Banelings heading towards that third base. They might be slow, but that's a lot of them.
Yeah.
The depths would have been
Oh,
good.
Jesus.
Oh, God, otherwise. Look at pay back some of that damage for the workers lost. But, I mean, honestly, this is still a costly attack to use the Banelings in this way. Split the probes!
Like, one of the zealots isn't the worst thing. It also drew some attention away, I think, but the oracles did take out that hatchery.
I don't think he's realized that there's a spire. You mentioned that he scouted it. I don't think he was actually aware of what it was, because it was, I believe, morphing, checking vision. Yeah, so he may have thought that was just another spore crawler. He's still producing 3 oracles at a time, and Mutalisks will not have such a problem dealing with these.
Yeah, obviously. I really, like, Goblin is certainly banking enough to start Phoenix production right now, so I'm just wondering what he's waiting for. Warping in Archons now, I mean, obviously they're great in a head-to-head fight, but they can't catch up to the Mutas. I really am confused as to why Goblin isn't starting Phoenixes. Does he think this is the only amount of mutas that he has to worry about? Because Bly's going to continue getting them until he sees Phoenixes.
He was pretty content on using Archons, but yeah, Archons alone won't stop that. Overcharge going to pop off in the main, drive those mutas back. Phoenixes are on the way now, but there's still, was this 12 oracles? And well, 12 oracles is certainly daunting, and you kind of laugh it off a little bit. You got to consider, like, that's a lot of gas that Goblin invested in this. If these go down, there isn't really the capability to remake them very easily. Bly's also going to Corruptors behind this. It's a long time since we've seen this. I love that he's going for the Hydras as well for like a plan B and C sort of, but Corruptor Muta for a while was like the go-to. Bly would use that versus Protoss all the time, didn't care if they went Phoenix or not.
Yeah, Bly is certainly one of those guys that's well practiced and probably remembers very well how to play this style, where a lot of other Zergs, you know, they weren't so adamant in using it even back when it was really popular, and definitely haven't used it that much in Legacy of the Void. But Bly, I mean, he's pushing this back, the Oracle specifically back. He's actually not in a great position. He took too many drone damage, the hatchet went down as well. Half of that, or one or the other, and Bly's probably okay. But Goblin, well, he has a bit of a bank, and that's one of his problems right now. He has a 4th base on the way that's not being harassed at all. Bly hasn't really had a lot of economy to make a ton of Lings along with a ton of Muta, Corruptor, Hydralisk. Now he's getting his army, but again, that's a lot in Goblin just not warping in. I guess he never went for charge, so I guess he really is kind of like hesitant to get this really big gateway army, but he's adding on gateways now, and he should, since he has a Twilight Council, maybe get charge? I mean, when Banelings come in, charge isn't exactly the greatest, but it's the only thing that he can dump his minerals into right now, is charge lots. Finally, a counterattack on the 4th base. Unfortunately, Depths were warped in a little bit late, and this army, it has 6 Archons. That's enough to deal with any amount of Mutalisks, basically, but Zealots, you know, they get away from them, then they can be picked off by the Mutas. Hydras are on the way out. Of course, they still have to be very scared of the Archons as well, but they can focus fire a little bit and help out.
This... We're really, I think, already in base trade territory.
A little bit. A little bit.
I think a second Mutas got made. It kind of insinuated that's the direction this game would head. But you're right. Like, the thing is, even if there's 17 Banelings going off, if the Archons split, the Zealots soak some of those hits, truthfully, the Archons are just a bit too much to deal with. Considering they're supposed to be backed up by the Oracles, but those Oracles are busy taking out a hatchery, so not here able to help support this army. And now the Hydras are on top of the Archons. Hydras can certainly deal the damage to Archons. Trying to split, the Banelings can splash on top of just about everything. Without that anti-air from the Archons, there's nothing to keep these Oracles alive. This unfortunately looks like it will be over for Goblin.
Yeah. Really don't agree with his choice to move out. I mean, eventually with Mutalisk, you do end up in a base trade scenario because you don't have Stargate production, but that's one thing Goblin definitely had. He could have gone up to Phoenixes, gotten the upgrade, and just tried to hole up on 4 bases. Instead, he tried attacking, I guess figuring that he did so much damage to Bly's economy that, you know, he wouldn't have Banelings and he wouldn't have Hydralisk. He was really going all in with the Mutas, and he was unfortunately wrong.
I really do think a lot of this came down to him not realizing that it's a Spire as well. Like, that was a huge scout to have that early with those Oracles. The damage was good. 30 drone kills early on is massive. I mean, I think the tools were here for Goblin. He just unfortunately missed out on one of those very important reads.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely should have been a lot better prepped for it. But it looks like Bly's going to win. Now 70 army up, 30 drones, 40 army. Upgrades, of course, you know, he talked a little bit about just his lack of dedication to the ground army, but of course that included upgrades. So Goblin at 0, 0, 0. Didn't even bother with, like, Phoenix or Oracle upgrades. And last-ditch attempts to win the game here. Pulling a couple of probes as well, why not? Sure. I think this is game over though. Still a Hydralisk Baneling army to meet this, and 11 more on the way too.
This is, I mean, it's funny because like the Archons are so strong, but the dauntingness of this is right now Bly's. Like if you look at the army supply, a lot that's in production still, it's just popping. So had Goblin hit like 10 seconds sooner, maybe this is a fight he could have taken with a question mark, but now he definitely can't fight this, not with what's on the field.
No. Yeah, Bly is, caught a little off guard, I suppose. Up on a ramp, it's, clumped, but there's not much splash. GG.
GG.
Bly takes game number 1.
I'm really almost glad that we saw Bly defend that, because that's one of those games that makes you just outraged and be like, Protoss bullshit, right, with the Oracle.
The Oracles did look pretty bullshit. I mean, if all of his queens are in position, that wouldn't be a problem, but that is the trick about queens, is getting them all into the correct position.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing, too, I think is just set it and forget it mentality, too, with the Spore Crawler. It's like, okay, I don't have to worry about any anti-air harass. I got, like, a single Spore Crawler, but...
Yeah, nope.
not always the case. But game number 2, gonna be on what map?
Still waiting. It is loser's choice, as always, in Corsair Cup, so Goblin's got to choose wisely. And take this time to show off something really cute that I got at the KCON convention I went to. Look at this little panda. Oh, he's so cute.
I'm sure it's so adorable.
Oh,
I can't. Oh, you get it. I have to wait 3 minutes to see.
I know. And then this isn't adorable, but it is cool. It's lipstick. I mean, not lipstick. Lip balm.
By the way, I love like the one picture you took of the damn thing with you in it, and you put like a giant stupid sticker over your face or something. I like.
Oh, it was my Mamamoo fan.
Yeah, I was like, good job, Zaviga.
I took another picture on the exit though, with me actually in it.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that one then. I gotta stalk you harder. My bad.
Yeah, it's on my Instagram, but I did tweet it too.
I just saw the one. I rolled my eyes. I'm like, God. Damn
I thought I was so clever. Okay, it's gonna be Dusk Towers.
Cool. That's why, again, like really going back from like I really think Goblin had the right idea. I like his tactics. I love the cleverness of it. I love how off guard you can get somebody like Bly with it. But at the end of the day, if you can't follow that up correctly, it doesn't matter how good your opening was.
Yeah.
It's like opening 3 racks Reaper Terran and not knowing what to do next. Oh,
yeah, it actually is a lot.
Damage, and now what?
It is a lot like opening, because I mean, I think when we first saw 3 racks Reaper, not the 5 racks that I guess was doing, but the 3 racks Reaper, you had other people who didn't really know how to follow it up. And then you had people that did, like BC Cutie and Euthermal and whatnot, and they pushed with like this really powerful Marine force that made it look really overpowered. And that's something that Goblin, I think, could have tried to do. Like, what if he went Oracles and straight into like Charge Out Archon, follow up on 3 base? I think that would be very powerful all in.
Ooh, so we got a couple of tough round 2 matches to look at, by the way. Because we got this one where the winner of this plays versus Major.
Uh-huh, right.
Or, I'm now seeing the top half of the bracket, we might have Beastie versus Super.
Okay. Super's not been doing poor at all.
No. I mean, we'll most likely stick with this one just because it's an easier bracket to follow, but I was like, ooh, that's a tasty matchup is what that is.
Yeah. Again, nice to see a lot of people signing up for this even after Home Story Cup. I guess when you consider that while all of the popular names are at Home Story Cup, or maybe they're like studying, I don't know. A lot of the guys that are, frustrated that they couldn't be at Home Story Cup and frustrated that they couldn't stream because of Home Story Cup and they really want to actually play in a competitive tournament, we're ready and raring to go for a small tournament like this.
I think for most of them it was simply, oh, Nurchio's probably not going to be able to play. And that's more than enough to sign up. But all jokes and seriousness aside, like this crew that we have is actually not too different than the regulars, right? You got Bly, you got BC, Major's been playing a lot more lately. Fear has been pretty consistent. Same with Revolver. Keen and Tails and those Koreans show up all the time. I mean, this really isn't too different from what we normally see, which is not a bad thing at all.
It's not.
But we are getting into game number 2 for the Corsair Cup. And of course, if you guys want to check out any of the really awesome, and I want to emphasize awesome Corsair gear, I did move up all the links in the Twitch page down below. They should be near the top for easy access. But make sure to check out their site. Make sure to buy their gear, all that good stuff. Of course, if you do want to buy stuff like RAM and other things that we're not advertising on the website, I guess we should introduce this here. You can just, as long as you click on one of those links first, it tells them that you came from BaseTradeTV, and then navigate the website. That's all that matters. But okay, in the bottom left, he's gonna have to do a bit of scouting. He's getting proxied. It's the Blue Zerg Bly.
In the top right, doing the proxying, it's the Red Protoss Goblin. Thanks to Eon Chan, I think that might be a L.
I think it's Ian.
Okay,
I
good.
remember for 19 months. That's got to be an I for some reason. It sticks out to me.
Yeah.
Also, we had Carol reset for 4 months earlier. I'm not sure if we shouted that out or not. Just gonna give some love nonetheless, because of course, got to keep all our subs happy. So a couple things to report on while this proxy kicks off. We'll try and get this out of the way really quick. People have been asking about the Twitch clips winners. They have not actually been selected yet. A lot of that has to do with the fact that we weren't able to coordinate with Jesse as he was on a bit of a micro vacation, and hopefully we'll be getting those sorted soon. The winners for the arcade block promotion were selected, and everyone's been contacted, and we're going to mail those out when we're in America. Since everyone who won apparently lives in America, it'll save us a lot of shipping rather than me sending it out from Canada.
Yeah. I was highlighting on stream just how close that Overlord got to scouting this.
Oh, did not actually see it? I thought it did, actually. Oh, I didn't see it at all.
Yeah, it almost saw the clip, I guess, of the third gateway, but even then it was actually still a ways off. I mean, you just usually don't scout.
Jesus,
yeah,
look at Bly's opening.
It could have been worse. Like, I was kind of fearful he's going to go for a 3 Attra 4 pool. But, you know, honestly, with just the production rate, as long as you get the pool up, we've seen defenses against this. Now, this was not for a long time, mind you. Like, it's been months, 6 months maybe, since we've seen a proxy gateway attack versus Zerg. But people were trying it all the time in the beginning of Legacy of the Void. And basically, Zerg just got better and better at defending against it. And drone pools really, again, like aren't as bad as they were because you have a lot more drones. So, as you can see, this is actually quite a good fighting force. Bly still has enough economy to get a couple more lings. Of course,
Well,
Queen's popping out, Spinecrawler on the way.
Not just economy. He very importantly canceled that other hatchery, which is kind of a big deal. Because if he had taken that third, he wouldn't have had any money to work with. Now, drones.
This is weird. What happened?
He had to get some extra money mining, and he didn't want to leave the Spinecrawler in the natural just yet. He had to let that finish.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I thought the Queen is going to try and run away, though. The drones do run away, just a little bit later than expected. And the Lings just figured... I thought he was going to try and kill the Pylon, because he didn't want to tangle with the Zealots, obviously. And I thought that was a very good idea, but he just kind of stayed in place. And now, now I'm not sure what his plan is. I guess he could lose the main and probably still be okay. Speed's done, the spawning pool dying would have been sucky, but something he could probably replace, because mining off of 18 drones is still actually a little bit oversaturated when it's just minerals, so his economy is not so bad. Actually, we can check the income advantage.
No.
It's silly.
The attack comes in with the Adepts, and this is going to be kind of hard to deal with. The drone hold position is actually really
Very
nice.
good.
Even getting some attack on that action, so cleans up the Adepts in the background. That Spinecrawler so close to going down, though. Goes back to mining right away. Needs some more money. Gonna get some more drones, but GG Bly defends with a 2-0 and advances on to fight against Major.
Yeah, he did kill the pylon on the back of that, so it really was donezo for Goblin. Thanks to Shandith NL for the 21-month resub. 3 more months before I ask Griffin for Partoof.
Wait, what? Shandith, you should have asked us at 12 months. Wait,
Yeah, I'm
did
confused.
you not already get one?
Is this like some type of inside joke between you guys?
I don't know, because I was going to say we definitely don't send out a second one.
Yeah, right? Kalari Shatala for the 15-month resub. Thanks for all the StarCraft fun. Can you say it right this time? We've been saying this right.
It's not Kilaris, it's Kilaris,
For-
guys, right?
I said it right for, like, let's say, I think, like, 5 months of your resubs, and then Rifkin even learned it, like, 3 months ago, so...
Actually, I still haven't learned it, because all I've really remembered and taught myself is it's not Kilaris. So it's either Kalari Shatal, as you said, or Kalari Ishital. I don't know. Kalari Ishital. I give up.
Well, Bly told me to invite him, which I thought was very confusing.
Yeah. Alright, so guys, we're going to go to a small commercial break while we get our next match set up. It is going to be Bly versus Major, first map, Frozen Temple, and all this goodness. So stick around, and we'll be back in a couple minutes.